Question: was I asleep at the switch, or did the person advertising mess up? Back in a few. Hi, this is Jan from New York City. My channel name is Jan from New York City Saves Money. Well, I thought I was going to save money. I had two situations this recent week that it ended up that I didn't save money, but I learned a couple of lessons. And sometimes those lessons have no dollar amount of importance. So I'm going to look at it this way. As you guys know, in my plan to expand my pantry stockpile, I wanted an additional shelving system. Okay. So I saw this really, really cute shelving system. It's just shelves, a continuation of the plastic shelves. Let me be clear, because I want to remain consistent. So I thought I saw something that was almost identical to the one that I had, with the exception of it was a little bit of a creamier color as opposed to the bright white, which was consistent with my desire to have it slightly different to differentiate, because non-edibles is my intended plan to go on that shelving unit. So anybody who's been following me, growing my little stockpile for grocery items and stuff will understand what I'm saying. I want like paper towel, anything that's non-edible that I want to stock up on and save. Okay, to go on the new shelves. Well, so I see this, what looked like a really, really cute shelving system, and I order it. But I was a little suspicious because it didn't have dimensions on it, but it says all that it could do. It could do this. You could put your laundry clothes on it, whatever, this, that. And to me, it looked slightly small in the picture, but there were no dimensions on it. Okay. And normally, when people advertise something, there's dimensions on it, measurements. So I didn't see that. That should have been red flag number one. To whom? To me. But I says, oh, it's so cute. The color is just this, that. I'm counting the levels, but I didn't have the dimensions on it. So, okay, so I get this order, and a friend of mine was so kind to carry up, because I'm thinking this big, big, heavy box is going to come up, and I have a little problems with, lugging heavy things upstairs. So a kind friend of mine carried this box up, and the friend had this little, much to my surprise and shock, this little itsy bitsy teensy weensy, you could fit a little yellow polka dot bikini in that thing. I'm like, maybe it's a different order. I mean, I tend to order a couple of things and thinking maybe it's another order I had placed or whatever. And I'm like, oh. So I thanked my friend, very nice, and have a good day. And I go sit down, and, much to my surprise, I opened the box. And what was it? It was an itty bitty teensy weensy version of shelving unit. I says, oh my gosh. So I got ripped off in a way, but in the biggest way, my fault, because I ignored the red flag. Yes, the seller on that platform that begins with letter A should have informed the customer of the size. If you're going to advertise things like a shelving storage thing, whatever, you must, in my opinion, I really believe you should let the folks know the dimensions, the measurement. But the sole responsibility, even though he or she did wrongly, I was the wrongest person. I was the wrongest person because I was the one who ignored the red flags. So I said, well, what am I going to do with this? then it was like faced with the next dilemma. Do I go through the trouble of shipping it back? Blah, 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 blah. Is it worth it? Can I find another purpose for this item? Whatever. So it turned out that I did find another purpose. I put it in another room, and I put a few little doodads that really had no home for it, conveniently on these little shelves. I mean, I'm talking about like as you know, it's on the thumbnail because the picture of it is on the thumbnail. Okay. So I'm using it for like little, just like an occasional shelving, just for cuteness, really. But it was a waste of money. And here's the sadder part. Here's the sadder part. So I said, well, I still need and desire my continuation of the shelving unit. So this time around, I had reordered, the continuation shelving unit that I want. And I actually found the dimensions. Okay. So it's still in the box, and I'm probably going to record a video of me unboxing it and all this and all that and see what it measures up to. It may be slightly smaller. I mean, like slightly, like maybe by a matter of about 6 or 8 inches in height. That I could live with, but with the thing that I got that my friend carried up, and I'm thinking, my friend says, "Oh, it's a shame you can't carry up such a small box." I said, "It's not supposed to be a small box." I couldn't believe it. So anyway, yeah, so that's my story on that. So that, of course, delayed my plans. That delayed my plans. So listen, buyer beware. Buyer beware. I take full responsibility for going ahead and placing that order. But getting back to the price of the second one that I ordered and did receive and simply have to unbox was only a matter of about $8 or $9. I'm like, what the heck? So I chalked it up as a learning experience, and buyer beware. Anytime you have something as important as, for example, like if you're building, this is perfect, by the way, for the brand new person starting a stockpile, pantry stockpile, and you live in an apartment, you buy a little plastic shelving system, or anybody in your home or whatever you're doing. Be sure, if you're going to order it online, be sure that it reads the measurements. And what happened was I got my trusty old measuring tape out to get an eyeball of the thing before I placed the order. Can I entirely blame the other person? No. I entirely blame me. The other person should have done their job and should have indicated it, but they didn't. So it'll be interesting to see how many people maybe did the same thing and end up complaining to that person. I don't understand why they wouldn't want to indicate the dimensions. Maybe it's a slow seller for that reason. And maybe that's their sneaky trick to get it out, because a lot of people dislike repacking something and shipping it back. So I just wanted to share what happened to you. So I had this like little baby shelving unit. It was almost hilarious. It was just like, oh my word. In fact, what I should do is when the other thing is put together, put the mistaken one next to it, and you could see the big difference in size. I hope that I do the right thing this time. Wish me well. Hey, listen, like I always say, trying is succeeding, right? But that was clearly my mistake. Shame on the person who advertised it wrongly, but that was clearly my mistake, and we all make mistakes. I was just so anxious to get this order in. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, in the meantime, this has been Jan from New York City, who made a stupid mistake. But anyway, come back for some more tips and tricks, mostly savings, but I even admit mistakes. This is real life, folks. You have an amazing, fantastic day. I'm going to close the show. My outro. I love this song. It's so cute. Be right back. Have an amazing, fantastic day. You take care now. Bye-bye.